Hey everyone, welcome to Phil Long Toyota, where today we have a special conversation that's taking place, and it's called Women in the Car Business. The women in the car business we thought was going to be really impactful because so many women are emerging in this business and there's not a lot of guidance around it, and especially when I got started in it, which was about 38 years ago, so you already know I'm older than 38. But one of the things that really took place for us back when I got started was when I got started in the Southwest region, there was only 5 women selling cars in the region, and I was one of them. And there was a lot of rules around that of what I was allowed to sell, what I wasn't allowed to sell, how I was supposed to dress, and you know what? We've come a long way, baby. So today I want to introduce a few women here, but here at Phil Long Toyota, I'm the general manager and the managing partner. I have both of my service advisors, which are the ASMs, assistant service managers, are female. We also have our customer service managers female, our internet managers female, and that's Alex here. I have 2 female salespeople on staff right now. One of them is Emmy Fabic, and my general sales manager, Paula Murphy. Again, female.
Oh, and you forgot our finance manager.
And I know, I was just wondering, where is she? So also our finance manager is also female, and her name is Darby Shire. So one of the things about that is just in our overall leadership in the dealership is very feminine dominated. And, you know, it's interesting, the dynamics are interesting, the feel of the dealership is probably a little different from what we've been told. I think it feels normal to me, but you know, everybody says it's so different when you walk into your dealership, and I'm like, really? How? And it is, I guess, you know, maybe we're good hosts, you know, I don't know. But I particularly just love this business. I have a huge passion for it. I'm still, after 38 years in the business, I still love what I do. Even when I'm frustrated and I'm angry, I have to go back and I have to remind myself, I love this business. I love the opportunity, I love the challenge, and I love that we get to serve and help people. And then I got lucky enough 13 and a half years ago to come to a little town called Trinidad, Colorado. And I love that I get to be such a huge part of serving a community. And that's a big deal. So let's start over here to my right, your left, with Paula Murphy.
Well, hello everybody. A lot of you out there in the interweb know me. I've been around here for a long, long time. I've been in the business, the car business now for 13 years. And it wasn't my first choice, but I'm glad it was my last choice.
Because it wasn't your first career either.
It was not my first career. My first career was a journalist, because that was ink running through my veins. I did that for 28 years and was very successful at it until until the whole world crashed in 2008. Anyway, in 13 I came and talked to Lisa. In fact, I cried to Lisa for just a minute, and then she said, "Where'd you get your hair cut? Where'd you get your nails done?" And the rest is history.
You know how all interviews go.
Yeah. You wouldn't know by my hair now that I even actually had a haircut. But anyway, the car business is a really great business. And I think women in this business, you don't find them very often. Our group, we have 17 stores.
16 stores.
16 stores. And how many women are actually in a management position?
We have more females in leadership in this dealership than I think we do across the whole group.
The whole group, and they have over 1,300 employees. So, ladies, if you're out there, this is a perfect opportunity for you to make a really good living and do something that, like Lisa said, is service to your community. There's nothing more satisfying than when someone needs a car, when someone wants a car, when someone has a problem with their car, and we're able to help. Mm-hmm. There's nothing more satisfying than that, right?
And it's all the time, and it's every day.
Every day. And you know, we are a very low pressure type of sales force.
Until we're not.
Until we're, come on, you're gonna buy this car, see? But we always are trying to do our best work for the people. because we got to see them. We got to see them later in Walmart and Safeway, and we want to be able to have a great experience for them. Yeah. So that's my take on female in the car business. I do too love this business, and
you didn't just come in and interview and tell me about your hair and then become the general sales manager.
Kind of. No, I'm joking. I did come in and I worked for about a month and a half, and then I became the internet manager, because your internet manager, or it was Liz, she moved back to Albuquerque for personal reasons. So I became the internet manager and did that for many years. And that was a really good opportunity for me too, because I was more on the computer and not out, even though I did have people come in to see me that knew me. But I was able to help build this internet department that we have today. And that's a really good feeling too, just knowing how strong our internet department is now. After me it was Darby, and now Alex. So we've really I think taken it to the next level.
So we try really hard in this dealership to follow like a chain of command as far as promotion and promotion from within. It's really hard to, it's really hard to find people in our town that want to live here and work here. And two, it's just hard to find people in general, that are committed to the cause and really want to make a change, because it's not taboo and nobody has to be ashamed. You ask me what I do for a living. I sell cars. And I sell cars at weddings, and I sell cars at funerals, and I sell cars at dinners, and I sell cars in my living room, and somebody calls me and, hey, what are you driving? This is just how it is, and that is a really amazing thing. I also love it when I get to say to people like, oh, well, where is your dealership? Oh, I'd love to buy that. Excellent, I deliver all over the United States, and that's a really great feeling.
It is.
But you started in sales, and then you were selling cars through our internet, and you helped me develop that internet. And then we moved you into finance and onto the sales desk and new car manager, and that evolution. And Darby Shire, she started, Darby, I also have a yoga studio, and Darby actually used to just attend the yoga studio, and she was a teacher, and she worked for social services. I mean, God love her. And then she ran my yoga studio, and then we pulled her in and she started selling cars. And then we moved her into selling through the internet. And now Darby is a finance manager, and she's just moving herself right on up those ranks. Because as much as I think I'm going to live forever, you never know. But now, Alex, you came in, and you had a little bit of a different background. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I've been in the car business for about 6 years now. I actually started on the administrative side of things. So during COVID, when all of that was happening, I just took a job as a kind of a paper shuffler just to supplement my income. And then that grew into, oh, well, you get funding for these cars? Well, pay off these cars. Oh, you pay off these cars? Well, let's have you start doing payroll for these people. And next thing you know, I'm kind of managing all the money that's coming in and out of the dealership. And it was a small independently owned operation, so you have limitations within small independently owned. But then I was in a bigger city doing that, and my parents were here in Trinidad, and I always said, when life affords me the opportunity to come back and be closer to my parents, I want to come back home. And life afforded me the opportunity, and I came back here, and Lisa Camarillo was like, well, I got to put you on the sales side of things. So sat with Lisa for a while, learned the process, and now I run the internet department, and part of that is, getting as many leads and traffic as we can to the website, but part of it's also this. Let's do some podcasts. Let's do some,
It's really managing. It's really managing the outreach of social media.
Yes.
And then
exactly.
Perfecting that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's been a really fun time just to kind of grow that and build that and see where we started about a year ago now. You and I were talking when you and Kevin did the podcast to where we sit now. It's been just this really fun, beautiful road, but. This dealership in particular, with the management team and with the sales team that we have, has been a really wonderful experience for me because the store I was at was very male dominated. And it's just a different dynamic.
And just so you know, Alex has all of the salespeople on a phone tracker so she knows where they are. Like a mother, she knows where they are at all times.
Yes.
It's kind of weird, but just saying.
Where's Gabe? Oh, let me drop the phone number.
He's at his house.
Which is always the question of every day.
Yeah, and so it's been a really nice experience being here in the woman-run dealership, just because we work really well together, we communicate really well together. Emmy and I have been communicating a lot recently just to help push things forward, and it's a really beautiful opportunity to be here and to see how everything flows smoothly and efficiently, and
Yeah.
I would say effortlessly, but you always have bumps in the road, right?
So, to that point, you know, one of the things, and you know, you can take this however you want on the internet. I mean, I'm sure it'll say whatever it needs to say, but there isn't room for mediocrity here. You can't be a mediocre saleswoman. And I say this with all the love in the world. There's enough of that. In order to be successful, you have to rise and you have to bring the game every day. And you have to be the best. And I'll tell you, I'm going to introduce you now to Emmy, because the reason I say that is I came to Trinidad. Now, I started selling cars back when I was 19 years old. It was very sexist, and I don't know how I didn't know any different, so it was just fine, I guess. But I love this business, and I sold cars, and then I remember, you know, moving into finance and loving that job, and then becoming a finance director, and then a general sales manager / a finance director, and, you know, a general manager, and, you know, still just being able to encompass all of that, and then learning the aspects of service and really being able to do this. When I came to Trinidad, small town, you know, everybody knows your name, even when you didn't know their name, they knew yours. Emmy was a customer.
A multiple customer.
A multi-time buyer. And here was what was so funny. For every car she'd buy, we would get a video. And this was before video, okay? This wasn't like this big thing. And we would get these, excuse me, but kick-ass videos. I used to be like, I want to pay this girl to make these videos. I mean, they were like little mini Toyota Tacoma commercials, remember? And they had background music and all this stuff, and it was just her with her phone. It was just, and this was before our phones were as good as they are.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, this was 12, 13 years ago. I mean, this was
a long time.
You were just hilarious, but they were good. And I always remember going, you know, just come and sell cars. You know, you could really just, you know, take the leather off the ball, so to speak. I mean, you could really just do this. And of course, she always said no. I don't want to be paid for this video. I'll just give you the video. But I just want to come drive the cars and do videos. And you know, and I was like, okay, you know, here's some candy. You know, like you didn't care. And then you got married. You had a little boy, and something switched in you where you showed up here. And I was so excited that day because I knew this was the day we're gonna get her. We're gonna get those videos.
I remember going into your office. I walk into Lisa's office, and I was in a really challenging time of my life. And I was thinking, I need a job today, and I really
right now.
You're hired.
I really want to enjoy my job, and all I saw was Lisa Cameron's face. I came down here sweaty, nasty. I walked so fast, and I go to Lisa's office.
And I think you also cried in the interview. What is the deal?
Why you make us cry?
And an end of the month around here is crazy. Lisa's shuffling stuff, and I say, Lisa, can I talk to you? And she's like, yeah, but you got to make it quick because I'm doing all of this stuff. And then her head is down, and I said, are you hiring? She looked at me directly in my face and moved everything off of her desk and goes, yes, Natalia, let me tell you what this looks like.
Here, I have a pay plan right here.
And I started working like a week later. I've been here for almost 3 years. And this job has been so profound for me. This is how I feed my son.
So Emmy went from being a stay-home mom Really?
running a small business, but yes.
But
it-
really, you weren't creating your own future, your own income, or anything like that. It was really much different. And can we just tell the viewers what you make annually now, after 3 years?
I make about $85,000 a year.
Last year?
Last year I made 80.
And now I think you're already on track this year.
And that's last year. The year before that, I made about 79, then to 84, then this year I'm on track.
You're on track for over
for over
100,000.
100.
Yeah, and that's 3 years. It doesn't happen fast, and in Trinidad it's a little bit harder, but I would say, because I think you're averaging over $9,000 a month right now this year. Yeah.
Average, because it ebbs
Yeah,
and flows.
yeah. I mean, this is not. This is a living. I mean, this isn't minimum wage. This isn't.
I've purchased a house after I chose to get a divorce. In 1 year, I have a paid off Land Cruiser, paid off land. Let's say it again.
Brand
if you
new
want-
Land
if you want
Cruiser.
one. And I have purchased a home.
Yeah.
This business makes those things so they're within your reach, and
And then you did that. This isn't. Nobody handed you this money.
no.
You know, you work hard. So I love this, because nobody gave you all of that, and then you busted your buns just to promote up. This was hard. During COVID, we didn't even have anybody here. It was me and Paula running the deal.
And we did a bang-up job.
We sold 98 cars, and I was desking, she was financing. We're just,
And we were throwing
and we
keys
had
to
one-
people. Hey, just bring that car back. Just test drive it. Bring it
And
back.
don't forget to put that mask on whenever that happened.
It was really
weird.
It was weird, but it was really amazing that was. I mean, when I think about that, I think of we did that.
What I love to hear, and I this is where I wish Darby was here, because Darby went from making $30,000 a year teaching middle school, which was absolutely ridiculous for somebody with her level of education. 33,000, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
And she does she does six figures now all the time. She's very consistent. She takes care of her family. And let me just tell you another thing. Women in the car business, we cry, okay? So that's just going to happen. But let me tell you what I know. There are only a few times that it is emotionally sad cry. It's usually straight up anger
Pissed off.
and exhaustion.
Yeah.
And I think that the difference between women and men is, you know what, sometimes we got to shed some tears, but then we come back stronger. We come back amped up just a little bit more elevated, a little bit clearer, a little bit better, and we always do this one thing. All right, okay, how can I do that different? I don't like how I am here. How can I do that different? What training has to happen for that to be different? And the ego literally goes out the door. It's like, all right, put that aside because we have to figure this out. And, we're not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. And I know that there are so many women that get intimidated and afraid, and they feel like they're not supported, and why am I going to go in there, and try to do this? And guess what? We make it happen. There's days, if you walk into this dealership, there's people's kids running around here, and I mean our employees, and they've got a toddler on their hip, and and we're
6 dogs.
we got the dogs in here, and I mean, one customer even brought their cats in here, and I was like, how do you bring a cat in here? What is going on? But it's okay. The point is that we got to do what we got to do. Yeah. And here's what I love. We are all watching it. And it's like, oh, somebody got their kid here because they got sick at daycare, they had to get their kid, and now they have to see a customer, and any one of us just walk over, grab the kid, say, okay, we got this, go ahead, go on your test drive, we got this. That's a difference. Yeah. And that's a difference that we can make, because we're making life happen, and we're impacting people's lives, and we're doing it without having to compromise who we are, right? As women. You know, I always tell, this is what I always tell Paul, is like, good days and bad days, we're doing life together, girl, we're in it. We are in it. It's like, this is what we're doing. And you know, some days are hard than other days, but we're doing life together. And sometimes life is bad, right? Sometimes it's just like, oh. And then sometimes it's really great. And then sometimes we can call each other up and say, hey, you know, I've raised kids, I have grandkids, you've raised kids, you have grandkids. You know, you're not quite ready to do that yet, but you're raising dogs and you're raising kids. And I know you always come in and everybody, and Darby's got her kids. We're always like, okay, what do I do? This happened.
I've called you at 11 o'clock at night asking how to break a fever.
You know, I don't know one general manager that I called asking him how to help me mother my child. You know, and I've had some, and I've worked for some really great men in this business, and they've really advised me and helped me in a lot of areas. But that was never one of them. No. I think together we make a difference, and we impact a community, and I love that. That's what women in the car business is.
You know, one of the things when Jay wanted to move the Toyota store from up there, you know, we had to move it, right? I remember at City Council, my husband Tom films all these City Council meetings, and he spoke on behalf of Jay, and he said, I don't know anywhere in this community where women can make a living like they do in the car business. Yeah. And Jay and his daughter Gina and Tim Lamb all called Tom the next day and just gave him, you know, so many kudos for speaking out like that. I think that was kind of one of the little things that sent it over the edge.
You know, it's a proud day when we get to represent any part of an industry that directly affects the economy, an industry that affects the world. And, you know, I love that. I love when my higher ups call me and tell me, hey, we have this young up and coming woman that she's just started in sales. Would you give her a call? Would you give her a pep talk? Or would you give her some direction? We recently heard about a manager at one of our stores. She just got promoted from sales, and she is now a sales manager. And Paula was on the phone with her and said, you go, girl, you got this, you know.
And I'm like, girl power.
And you know, as she's wandering around here, and there's like 17 women here in this dealership, and you know, I mean.
Well, she did bring 3 other women with her.
You see, I just
because
think
that
it's
was really cool that she came from another store.
Yeah.
And there were 4 women who got hired at that store.
And those 3, well, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So she showed me, they were all on my camera because we have camera phones, and all of them were in there, and I just waving them all and girl power. So it was really cool.
It's a lot to be said on that half. I mean, one of my greatest things that I feel like I get to do is I get to go to work and I get to serve people, and I still get to be the wife, and I still get to be a mom, and I still get to be a grandma, and I still get to do the things that bring me real joy. I didn't have to give that stuff up to have this career. And that's a big deal. And I think you can say that too, right?
When I don't have someone for my son, he comes to work with me.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then he turns into a 5-year-old psychological counselor for me.
And an overachiever
so how
for
you
other
doing,
things.
Lisa? Did you want to talk about it? No. What? You're 5. No.
I've never.
Well, maybe a little bit.
Like this. My son and I. This is our family.
Yeah.
This is.
Well, my dog died, and he came into my office, and he was like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "I'm all right." And he goes, "Do you want to talk about it?" And I'm thinking, "No, I don't. I don't want to talk about that." And he goes, "Well, I see you have a picture over there, dog. Maybe I'll bring you something." I'm like, "Okay." You know what? What's neat though is we have an entire community, not just the 5-year-olds. we have an entire community that comes in and checks on us and checks on our well-being. You know, we have so many friends that we've been just blessed with. We get to sell them cars, but you know, they work at the city, they do all these things. You know, we have friends in all the industries around us, and when my husband got sick, I could not believe the amount of love and support that came from the community.
Yeah.
And even
amazing.
now, I mean, the service customers, hey, how's it doing?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I think we've all felt that, right? We've all experienced that.
What about this, Lisa? When somebody wants a car, they come here, or a house,
They come here,
or a dog,
or yeah,
or
whatever,
or psychological counseling.
or you know, recommendation on a doctor. I mean, they
They
really do
come here. It's really pretty cool that we're like a hub of activity, and it's just really cool. This morning when we were, you know, talking to Jack and Georgianne, and Kim, and everybody was here, and Kim's like, oh, they're here and they're here and they're here. So it was just like a really kind of a cool, just the way we are. We're cool.
Well, I think we've said enough, but women in the car business, if it's something you're thinking about and you're having some insecurities about it, if you don't think you can do it, you don't think you can do the hours, or you don't think you can handle the pressure, you know what? Pick up the phone. I guarantee you call Phil Long Toyota in Trinidad, Colorado. Most likely the phone will get answered by a woman. But you can talk to any of them. They can talk you through a bad day, a good day, and help you put yourself back together and decide what you need to do. And maybe we'll just sell you a car. And at the end of the day, we might just sell you a car.
Because that's what we do.
Yeah, it is what we do. Well, thanks, ladies.
Thank you, Lisa.
Love you guys.
Girl power.
Have a great day. We appreciate you being with us today.